What's up, guys? So, again, you're listening to Jailan Radio on the CisternYard radio station. As I said at the beginning of the show, I got a special guest with me, man. This guy, he's really getting started with his music career. Dude's been doing a lot. This man recorded his whole debut EP in LA. He's met so many famous people, I can't even name them all. This man's been to the Grammys. This man, he's done a lot, and he's getting ready to graduate. Everybody, welcome Tamaskin. What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing pretty good, bro. How about you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Excited to be here, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to have you.
Appreciate it.
First things first. I think what a lot of people want to know is how did you get the name Tamaskin, and what does it stand for?
Tamaskin is actually a wolf, but it's a musically inclined wolf who is very intellectual, very intelligent, and he's like top dog, and he stops at nothing to, he really strives to be excellent. And that's how I see myself, how I want to be in life. A Tamaskin also takes care of his pack, and he's the leader of his pack. And with my band, I feel like I am the leader of the pack as well, and I want to make sure that we can strive to be the best we can be. And so that's kind of the background of how I got the name Tamaskin and what it means.
So that's great, bro. That's really cool. Because when I first heard Tamaskin, I was like, okay, what does that mean? And then I was like, okay, so Tamaskin is a wolf, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then your Instagram photos and all that stuff, you have a wolf as your logo. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And you sometimes dress like a rock star, bro. So I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. But next question would probably be, when did you realize that music is what you want to do? Like what happened, or what made you just go this is what I need to do for the rest of my life? I
was maybe 20 or 21 years old. I was living in Spartanburg, South Carolina. It was the summer of I think I was 20. It was the summer of my sophomore year. And I went to sleep one night, bro, and I was listening to Michael Jackson. And I woke up the next day, and I had a girlfriend at the time, and I was like, you know what? I want to be an artist. And I told her that, and you won't believe what she told me, bro.
What she said?
She said, no, don't do it. I don't think you have what it takes to be an artist. Don't do it. But usually when people tell me don't do something, I feel like in the back of my mind that I should. And so I stuck to my gut, and it took years of developing myself, knowing how to speak on a mic, learning how to breathe properly when I'm singing, beat selection, learning how to produce, learning what I like, what songs fits me, and that's how I really got started into music. But that's how I got started.
That's great, bro. And I feel like, honestly, that's what a lot of musicians go through. Because if I'm right, Michael Jackson is one of your biggest influences.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite artists of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, who isn't inspired by Michael Jackson? Dude is like a music icon. Literally one of the most powerful people to ever walk this planet. And it's crazy how he had all of that just through music. But so, in terms of your sound, I know your EP, it's very different. It's very, very, very it's different, bro. It's interesting. I really can't put my finger on where exactly if somebody asked me a genre to put it in, I couldn't necessarily give them one.
Yeah.
But what?
I love that.
What sound were you chasing for this EP?
I wanted something totally opposite from hip hop or rap, but at the same time I wanted to have a vintage sound. I wanted it to feel some tracks on the EP, I wanted it to feel like you were listening to an 80s rock song, and then other songs I wanted to have a 80s pop feel. But I feel like on that EP I was chasing a vintage sound, something just totally different from the norm, and giving people a different option or a different thing to listen to. So
I feel that. And me personally, as a musician, I feel like it's always good to not, get away from your roots in terms of, what puts you on in the music industry. But, as artists, we love to create and we love to push the limits of our music.
Exactly.
So And I feel like it's kind of weird because, you know, you have certain fans who's like, well, I don't like this new version of him because I just love the old. And I'm like, yeah, but you got to look at it like in terms of it's really with anything, bro. Like if I want to be happy in life, I got to be willing to not be content with, you know, what's the word? Like being used to the norm. You know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
You got to push the boundaries, man. You got to. And then while pushing the boundaries, you got to realize, like, you cannot live to satisfy people. If you're doing that, then you already failed. So with what I was trying to accomplish, I wanted to build a team and have people in my corner who believed with what I was doing, eliminate all negativity, and push out my dream or goal. With that sound, it was just like I knew it was what like I really wanted, and I feel like you just can't be afraid, man. There's so many people who are great that, you know, everyone doesn't always like them. Like there are people who don't like Drake. There are people who don't like LeBron, but it doesn't necessarily mean like these two people aren't great.
Right.
So it's just about really pushing the boundaries, man, and sticking to your gut for what it is that you want.
Right. Like to quote Bruno Mars, music is not math. It's literally science, bro. It's literally mixing things up to get like a potion. Something that's just so different and unique that when you listen to it, you're like, wow, I've never felt this way before about a song. I've never heard something like this before. I've just never had this type of experience before. And like me personally, like I know you've been to a bunch of concerts. Like, you know, you've seen Kendrick, you've seen Elton John, and there's nothing like live music to me, man. Like just being there and seeing the artist perform in such and such, it's just such a crazy experience. And like with that, like what can you name probably the concert that really changed your life or really inspired you to pursue music even more?
I'll give you two examples. I'll give you one example with live music and then one artist who just did it with a DJ. Kendrick Lamar at Outside Lands, and I saw Kendrick Lamar and then Elton John at Outside Lands as well. They changed my perspective on music because at the time, like I was telling you before, I was listening to rap and trap music, but the one artist who did it with, and they had live bands, of course. The one artist that did it without a live band was Travis Scott. And Travis Scott, it's just his whole aura and energy, the way he carries himself on stage, the way he like commands the crowd, the way he connects with the crowd. It just made everything so aesthetically pleasing, man. It was just, I was just blown away.
Yeah, dude he's crazy, honestly. Like his his whole like discography and work ethic and his concerts, it's just like you can tell like the people there, they're just having a really good time. It's like a whole vibe. And you know, I like some of Travis Scott's songs. I like the song Goosebumps a lot with Kendrick. But yeah, bro, like people like Travis Scott, Kendrick, and even Elton John, you know, people, you know, like old school, there's nothing like live music and things like that.
And I feel like all these guys that we're naming, man, they all have one similar characteristic, is like they don't care, man. They don't care if you like them or not. And that's what I'm chasing next, especially after we're just releasing this EP, is like, I was about to tell you about this, like distant, like taking myself away from society's norms to where like, I don't care if you like my album or not. Because at the end of the day, it pleases me and I like it. You know, one of my favorite guitarists of all time, Kurt Hammock from Metallica, you know, like I study him, I watch him, I've seen Metallica live too, and his stage presence and the way he does certain things. He talks in interviews and says like he does certain things because he wants to have the pressure on him from society, doubting him, telling him he's weird, telling him he's doing certain things that is wrong. But it allows him in his mind to say, okay, well, if I can live with this, then I'll be fine. One of the reasons why I have my nails painted black, because of him. And it's because of like the constant pressure in your mind saying that people might be judging you or people are looking at you a certain way. When in all reality, it doesn't matter if you're happy.
Right.
As long as you're happy, then that's all that matters.
I feel like that's what a lot of, not just artists, but people in general, they get so caught up in what other people think, where there's just like, bro, how can you just go through life that way? How can you just go through life literally worrying about what another person is saying about it? Like, because to be real with you, the person that's literally saying negative things about you, they're probably not even doing anything successful with their life. So why are you even entertaining that person? Like,
yeah, man, like it's amazing to where like in the past 3 years of my life, I've done so many things. I've been to the Grammys twice. I've been to the ESPYs twice. I've recorded an EP out in LA, right? I've done all these amazing things, met all these amazing people, and the same person, the first person who I told I wanted to do music to, is still doing the exact same thing in their life, and they're unhappy. So I feel like whether you're doing music or you want to do anything, it's just about really going after it, man. We're blessed with a life, bro. You only have one. And it's not like you're going to live to be 800 years old. So while you're alive, you got to go after what it is that you really care about. Because the biggest thing in the world is regret. You don't want to be 70, 80 years old thinking, wow, what would life have been like if I would have pursued my dreams, if I would have pursued music. So that's why I'm really thankful that, I put in the time and I put in the dedication to be able to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah, bro, that's literally how I look at life, honestly, because like I know people, man, they've made so many bad decisions in their life, and like when I talk to them, they're like, yeah, I was caught up in the wrong crowd, I did this and this, and I didn't end up where I wanted to be in life. And I just think that's sad, bro. Like, I feel like there's nothing that can compare to that emotionally than feeling like you literally threw your life away.
How old are you?
18, bro.
When I was 18, I had no idea what I wanted to do, but I was partying every night, I was going out every night, and then I realized something, like, my mother, like, she's my everything, but she's gave me so much, like, she's gave me as much things as possible that she could throughout my life, bro. Like, she raised me on by herself, and I felt like when I turned 20 years old, she became my why. Like, why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I want to be able to take care of her when she gets older. It's about, like, finding a purpose of what it is. First, we can even back up a little bit even more. You got to find out what it is that you care about. Once you do that, it's about, you got to find a why to keep you dedicated and keep you going and striving to be great. When I was young, I didn't know any of those. But as I got older, I'm blessed to be able to find out, like, what it is I wanted to do and why I'm doing what I want to do. But I feel bad for you. Said there are people that you know who don't know any of those. But if you can just cancel all the distractions, like going out, partying, watching TV, playing video games, and just spend like 2 or 3 days just by yourself, thinking about like what's really important to you, all the answers come, man. So I feel like that's really important for people to be able to do.
Yeah, man. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll probably take like 2 song breaks. Take a break. I'm feeling kind of thirsty. I need some water. We back with my man Tamaskin. Undefeated, his debut EP is out right now. If I'm correct, I believe it's pretty much on all streaming services, right?
Yep, everywhere.
All streaming services. So YouTube, Spotify,
Apple
Amazon,
Music,
Apple Music, like whatever you use to listen to music, just go ahead and get it. Because honestly, I mean, you need to support your local artist, man. And he's a black artist, like why? Like, come on. but nah, like moving on. But yeah, we got a videographer in here too. I kind of should have said that, but cause
shout out to my boy.
Yeah, man.
What's up?
Colby, man. Cause I feel like camera crews don't get enough recognition. Like,
well, make sure Coleman gets enough recognition. Yeah. Believe me, trust that.
Yeah.
Put my boy on the map tonight.
Yeah, and Coleman goes to College of Charleston, so man, you need the recognition, bro.
Appreciate
it. Back into what our previous conversation. So, we've already touched pretty much on a lot of, deep stuff. I just hope the audience wasn't like, wow, like this is kind of sad, but we could talk about some more fun stuff, man. Like, so, like, I don't even know where to start, man. You've been pretty much so many places. Okay, I'll put it to you like this. Like, in terms of traveling, to, just get away and, have fun, what's your favorite place?
Can't go wrong with LA, man. Oh my gosh, just the vibe out there, the people, the energy, just like you can go to the Grove, which is like the Tanger outlets here in Charleston,
right.
And you might run into Beyonce or Los Angeles is amazing, man. It's a magical place. Least favorite place to go? Gotta be New York, man.
New York? Really?
Man, New York is just too fast. The people are too, they're in a hurry all the time. There's never a time to like relax. But that's just my opinion. I'm not saying New York is a bad place. So if we have some listeners out there right now who are from New York, don't hate me.
My mom, she loves New York. Even though she's not from there, she likes to think she is. But we got family up there, so I mean, she can claim it. But I love New York. It's just that I hate the winters, bro. I hate the winters. I hate it there. And I haven't been to LA, but I've been to San Diego, and bro, the vibe is just it's just so chill. It's so relaxed. And I'm just like, how do people come out here and get a job and actually get stuff done? Because there's, like when you walk outside your door, there's literally palm trees everywhere. And you're not that far from the beach. Like, bro, I didn't want to leave. I didn't want to leave. And, no discredit to Charleston, because, I like Charleston, but it ain't got nothing on San Diego, man. San Diego is... It's just a vibe.
It's California. When God created California, he knew what he was doing, man.
He knew exactly what he was doing. But the only problem I probably have with California is just...
It's expensive, though.
Yes, it's very expensive. It's like $4 for a gallon of gas, man. I'm like, what?
This is my wake-up call to... this is my wake-up call to LA. So in Charleston, like to get like a lineup, get my whole face cut off, it's $10, right?
Uh-huh.
I go inside the barber shop in LA. I sit down, talking to the dude. He cuts my whole hair, cuts everything, right? And I'm like, hey, how much is it? $50, bro.
It better be a clean haircut, bro. Like my hair better not grow back for like a week.
I mean, it was clean, but bro, $50 for a lineup? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. That's literally how it is, bro. Like when I stayed in the hotel down there in San Diego, the prices for just the hotel food, and hotels are expensive in general, but bro, it was literally like $4 for just some gummy bears. I'm like, bro, I just want a snack. Like, is this? But that's just LA, bro. That's just California in general.
Yeah, but that's so like. I can't get too mad, man, because there's so much entertainment that comes through there. If you live in the city of Los Angeles, no matter what, matter of fact, I'll even back up a little bit. If you're in entertainment, you're going to automatically have to go to Los Angeles for whatever reason. Whether you're in sports, the ESPYs, you're in music, the Grammys, you're in acting, the Oscars, the Golden Globes. So it's the perfect place for entertainment, but it is really expensive to live there.
It is. Yeah. It is. Matter of fact, since you said, talk about the Grammys. How is that? Because you've been twice, right?
Yeah, I've been twice, man. It's first time it's unreal. Second time it's okay. The award show itself is the first time you go, like you're blown off your feet.
Right.
The first time I went, Adele performed. She's another person who's just
she's incredible,
bro. She sounds so good live. Actually, I'm gonna go on record saying this. Adele's the best female singer I've ever heard in my life. People were crying, bro. I cried when she was singing. The best male singer I've ever heard in my life, effortlessly, is Sam Smith. Like, he doesn't even...
I'm just trying to figure out why those two won't make a song already. Maybe the world's not ready.
They're not, bro. Oh my gosh, my phone would explode.
Maybe.
It's too much. It'd be
just imagine all the memes.
Oh my gosh.
Imagine all the memes. It's just people just crying, going to class crying. I'm like, why y'all crying? Like, but yeah, bro.
But the award show itself it's okay, but it's really the parties, that are surrounded around the event itself are phenomenal, and then also like the connections, the people you meet. Like so, the second time when I went in February, I got invited to the World Trade Center to Jay-Z's Rock Nation brunch. Met Jay-Z, Diddy, Beyonce, Mariah Carey was there. Met Jaden Smith. The list goes on.
Met Bryson Tiller too, right?
Yeah, I met Bryson Tiller, man.
I
seen Bryson Tiller twice during that whole weekend thing. I went to a Spotify party, and he wasn't performing, but I ran into him, talked to him, and then talked to him again at
What's he like, man? Because I know he just seems like, you know, he's a very chill guy to himself.
Really cool dude, man. Really humble, chilled, laid back. Yeah, really not. He's not really too like flamboyant or anything like that. So he's I can tell he's a really good guy, man.
So, okay, this is probably a cool question. In terms of celebrities, who have you met and their personality is nothing like what you thought it would be? Like, it literally just caught you off guard.
In a bad way or a good way?
Either one.
Oh, no, I can't. I don't want to tell that. That would be good. That would be good. I'm gonna just go for a good story. I'm gonna say Jimmy Kimmel, man.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Kimmel was he's funny, but I didn't think he would be super funny in person, which he is. And he's such a nice guy, man. Like, even if he doesn't know you from a can of paint, if you need something, he'll help you get it. You know, he's really extremely nice.
Good spirited guy.
Really good spirited guy. LeBron's really good spirited guy as well.
I would think so, because, you know, just looking at LeBron and like how he is as just a role model. Like, I feel like he's underrated as a role model.
Yeah.
You know, just like looking at him, like, you know, he has kids, he's married, you know, he's never been caught up with the law. He's a black man who's making all this money, he's doing what he needs to do. And he didn't go to college. He went straight out of high school, and he's making so much money, and he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. So, like, I respect LeBron a lot for that.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Now that I'm thinking about it, there are a lot of stories and things I've seen that certain celebrities have done, and they were like bad things.
I mean, we've talked about it before. We've talked before, but I don't want to put that on the airwaves like that.
No,
because they ain't here, so they can't come and defend us.
Yeah,
but I know exactly what because we've had tons of conversations, you know. And I was like, what? That for real happened? But you know, I feel like that's where people gotta understand. Like, celebrities, they're human too. Like, they're just like everybody. There's nobody that's above anybody in terms of, you know, humility. Humility. Bro, we're all the same. Like, we've all done things that we regret. You know, like just because this person who you thought was like an angel or whatever, they did something that was bad, doesn't make them any less of who they are. Like, I just feel like that's just real disrespectful. Like,
and I feel like the everyday person doesn't understand like the pressures that certain people are faced with on a daily when you're a celebrity, and when you got that amount of money to your access and to your disposal, you make some bad decisions sometimes, man. Like, you're 25, 26 years old, and you're worth $200 million, and you came from nothing. Like,
how do you tell somebody like, you don't go crazy? Like, how do you?
Yeah, how do you tell somebody, don't waste all your money on this, don't do this, don't talk to people this way? But at the same time, you gotta realize, like, you gotta always remember where you came from, man. No matter how big you got. Right. You know, so like my mentor always tells me about that. Like, no matter how big you end up getting, always go out of your way. Somebody wants to take a photo with you, take a photo. Somebody wants to talk to you, take your time to talk to them. And Kanye West is getting to be really good, like, with that, man. To be able to take his time. Like, when I met him for the first time, he took his time to talk to me about like how he produces on certain stuff and like what he did, how he mentally approaches music and stuff like that. And I thought that was really cool. So. Yeah. Big shout out to Kanye for that. So,
well, I think we're at another break, but bro, it's been really, really fun. I hope the listeners enjoy it, because I'm enjoying it. But you know, we're gonna take a quick break. Some more music. Again, listening to CysternYard Radio. We got my boy Tamaskin in here. His real name is Jeremy, if anybody wants to know that. Because, you know, a lot of people are just like, well, I know his stage name, but what's his real name?
Jeremy Hall.
Yeah. But, yeah, let's get y'all some music, and then we'll come right back. We nearing the end, man. We got like another, 10 minutes or so? So, but, yeah, man, we were having a conversation before, but I don't think we can discuss that on the airwaves. So, you know, you're about to graduate.
Yep.
The College of Charleston.
Yeah, man.
To tell, like, younger students at the college, like, what's your best advice to them? Not even, like, just talking to, like, people who want to do music, but, like, just as a student in college in general, like, what would you say?
Oh, man, I can't believe I'm about to say this, man. To be honest, man, your schoolwork is important, but take time out to find out what it is that you really care about. And the exact same dedication and time that you're willing to put to get good grades, put that into your craft. Because this is what people don't realize. You're going to put all this time and effort into getting good grades and getting a degree, right? That piece of paper does not guarantee your success. When you graduate, you still got to do twice the amount of work to be able to be or do whatever it is that you want, right? So my advice to people who are still in school, the younger generation, is to practice your craft, find out what your craft is, and just go for it. And do not be afraid, because you don't know how successful you will be until you try.
Yeah. And I feel like that's what I personally realized. Like, people are so caught up in, like, I got a master's degree, I got a doctorate degree. Well, what is it doing for you?
Right, man.
Like, it can be back there on the wall all at once, but if you're not doing anything with it, you basically wasted your time trying to get it.
Wasted your time, wasted your money, wasted your energy. So, you know, if you want to be a doctor and you're going to school for that and you want to go to med school, that's fine. But on your off time, spend a little bit less time partying and hanging out with friends, and spend more time on developing your skills so you can actually be the best doctor. Don't just do something to do it. Do something to be the best. You know, there's no reason why you should be wanting to do something to be second best. So actually really go for it. And just by applying the time and being dedicated to your craft, you will see results. I promise you, you will see results. So.
Yeah, man. And it's just so crazy. Like, I hear people now, like, you know, I just gotta have these good grades. I just gotta have good grades. And don't get me wrong, I love having good grades. Like I don't want mine to get to the point where I'm just passing, but I just feel like you gotta have good grades, but you also gotta network too. Because I feel like that's when in college, education is important, of course, but you got to be able to market yourself.
I value the network and people I've met in college more so than the grades that I've earned in school. You know, for a long time I used to be like, oh, like, I'm sitting in this class, but I'm never going to use this. And I should have been thinking about it like that. I should have looked to my left and right and been like, okay, who in this class is like-minded like me, and who can I build a amazing empire with? And that's what school is really about. You know, with me being a musician, you know, I got to meet you, I got to meet Coleman, you know, and I really want to build something that's greater than all of us combined. Right. And with our powers combined, we're able to do that. And I feel like teachers don't emphasize that enough, like, in the classroom. So that's really important, man.
Yeah, it really is. I think our education system could be better, but, you know, that's a whole topic for another day. But yeah, I completely understand that. But like, to try and transition, like your time here at College of Charleston, like, did you enjoy it? Did it go by too fast? Did it go by too slow? Like,
I transferred in as a sophomore, so time went by really fast, man, but I enjoyed it. I made a lot of connections that I wouldn't have made if I didn't come. I think CSC was really, really good for me. The location, like the city itself, there's not that many distractions here. I'm able to focus. Like if I went to college in like New York, Chicago, Miami, LA,
Yeah.
there's no way I would have been able to focus. You know, I'm able to focus on my education. I'm able to focus on my dream.
Right.
CFC was a really good school for me, man.
Yeah.
And I got to meet you two guys. So.
Right.
Yeah.
More connections, man. Matter of fact, when I met you, it was literally on the street.
Exactly.
It's literally on the street. Because I saw you on the, I think it was the College Charleston website, and I was like, wow, he seems like a pretty cool dude. Like, I want to know like what he knows. Because me, like, I'm like a sponge, dude. I literally suck up everything in terms of knowledge. And like, I just want to know a lot. And I want to know like, okay, this information, how can I use it to benefit me and better myself? And then once I do that, how can I use it to better the people around me too? So like when I met you, I was like, okay. And then that just opened more doors. You see what I'm saying? Like the guy what I gig with at church, his name is Gabe. He was telling me, okay, well find out what it is that you like or you care about and perfect that, and you'll just see the doors open. I just feel like people don't understand, like no matter what you want to do, like if you want to be a doctor or a teacher or a musician or whatever, if you just stick to it, doors are gonna open, bro. Like you can't just live in fear and think, oh well, if I do that, I feel like I won't be successful, and if I do this, I feel like it won't go this way. But honestly, with any career, you don't know. You don't know if you're gonna get that position or you're gonna get exactly what you thought you were gonna get. But you're not gonna find out until you try.
And choosing like what it is that you want is the hardest part, man. Like think how many things that you can do in this world. Think how many different like occupations and jobs and different stuff there are in the world. So choosing is definitely the hardest part. But once you decide, everything else is easy. Because then you can just spend your time focusing on how can I go to the next level. Like crossing things off a list. Like what is it do I need to get done so I can be able to be here? When I get here, what can I do to be able to go to the next level? So
Right.
You're absolutely right, man.
Yeah. It's just so crazy because sometimes I get caught up in I need to do more, and I realize I still got 3 whole years left, but still I want to get to the point where after I graduate, I'm right where I need to be in terms of getting myself to where I want to be in terms of happiness and career and all of that. So like I'm literally kind of obsessed with it. Like
You gotta be obsessed, bro.
like I'll literally turn down certain things like to go places because I'm just like I gotta go practice. Or like sometimes people like Kel would call me. He'd be like, "Were you practicing right now?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. Like yes. Like right now I really am. Like as a music major myself, I don't think people understand, bro. Like us music majors, that's literally one of the hardest majors, bro. Like think about it. I'm in 3 bands, right, at the College of Charleston. Endless ensemble, endless rehearsals, endless concerts, endless ensembles. And then on top of that, I'm learning a totally different instrument. I'm learning music theory, which is not easy. And then I got my other classes too, like English. So just think about that. And then think about like final exam rolling around, you taking lessons for your instrument or your voice or whatever. So just think about that. That's all on your plate. And you just have to realize, well, this is kind of what I asked for. Plus, I feel like if you're going to be successful, you kind of have to have a lot on your plate. You can't just be like casually doing stuff or like you're involved in a little bit of things. No, you need to be involved in a lot of things because it's going to open up more doors for what you want to do. But
It's a 24/7 job, man. I was just thinking about like that to myself the other day. Like actually earlier today, I was like walking down the street after getting some food. I'm just looking at my phone. I'm like, man, I need to do more marketing for my EP. I need to be able to add it to this playlist. I need to be able to talk to these people. So it never stops, man.
Yeah.
But you have to be obsessed with it because if you're not, then you're not going to grind.
yeah. One crazy thing, before we actually came back, I think we were talking about celebrity. I think you told me one time, but you actually saw Prince like in concert.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, how was that?
Oh, bro, I was on stage with Prince, man.
Wow.
We was at the what year was that? 2013 or 2000? I think it was 2013 or 14 NBA All-Star Weekend in New York, and Michael Jordan was throwing his annual brand party. He throws it every year during All-Star Weekend, and it was at a warehouse in New York. It was star-studded, man. I walk upstairs. It was like a square balcony that like everybody was like standing on. In the middle, it was a staircase. Ariana Grande was performing. I'm walking, it was crazy, man. I saw Jay-Z, I saw Fabulous, I saw Rick Ross, all these people. And then I walked by Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and Chris Paul. And they were all talking, and Kevin Durant stops and goes, "Yo, y'all hear that?" And like everybody in the little section was quiet, and we heard Purple Rain. He was like, "That has to be the record playing." I was like, I tapped Kevin Durant on the shoulder. I was like, "Yo, that has to be the record. There's no way Prince is here." And I go around the corner. Prince is performing downstairs. No disrespect to Ariana Grande.
yeah.
But everybody left. Everybody left from watching her. She's amazing though. But everybody left from watching her and went to go see Prince. And it was so weird, man. I walked downstairs, and my boy was on the corner, like, by the stage. He was like, "Yo, you want to go on stage?" I was like, "How you gonna go on stage?" He was like, "Yo, you just missed it. Like, Prince said, like, people can come on stage." I said, "No way." He was like, "Yeah." So we walk around the stage, and we go backstage, and we're on stage with Prince. And then Prince is playing, like, his guitar, and he turns around, and then he hands, like, my homeboy his guitar pick. Wow. And I was like, "Yo, I want one." And then one of Prince's keyboarders gave me one of his guitar picks. And it said, I'm so mad at myself, bro. I lost the guitar pick, bro.
My gosh.
But it said his name just said Prince on the guitar pick. But bro, yeah, oh my gosh. That was one of the most craziest experiences I've ever seen.
Crazy,
Prince went from playing his guitar, he looked back at his keyboard player, and I guess she wasn't playing it the right way. He puts his guitar down and starts playing that part instead. And then goes back to
Sounds like him. Sounds like him.
He's phenomenal, man. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, bro. But that's crazy. I think my mom would love that because she loves Prince, dude. She's seen him in concert. She's got a whole bunch of his CDs. But yeah, man. But well, it looks like we're reaching the end of the hour. We got like 9 minutes. But bro, it's been great having you up here. Thank you for coming up here and doing this,
problem,
bro.
Man. Anytime, man. Anytime.
But so Tamaskin, everybody, his EP Undefeated out now. Go ahead, stream it, buy it, do what you got to do to listen to it. But bro, I looked at some of your numbers, man. It's doing quite well.
Yes, it's doing really well right now, man. I think Spotify is what I checked recently before I came up here. And like in 3 days, it's already like 10,000 streams. Yeah. So I'm really thankful for that,
That's
man.
Good.
Yeah, really thankful.
That's good. Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, just gonna close it out with a couple more songs. This is your boy Jai, closing it out. Good night, everybody. Thanks again to Tamaskin for coming out, Coleman for being the videographer. This is great. You guys will see me or hear me next Sunday. Tamaskin won't be here, but I'll be here. But thank you guys, and have a great, great night.
Reminiscing back when I had my kingdom, felt good just to be young. When I ruled over ancient cities, when I used to be the great.